The closer you get, the harder it will be and the hotter it will be. How can I continue to believe in God when I seem to have more problems and there seem to be more fires popping up in my life? This was a question that a really good friend of mine was asking me when we were talking last week. And my response to her was the fact that you feel this struggle and this pressure about continuing to have faith in God and you're enduring all these fires is actually a sign that you are getting closer to God. We have to remember that we serve an invisible being. We cannot see God with our natural eyes, at least not in this life. And so the closer you get to God, the more faith it's going to require to believe that He exists. Because you will have seen too much, you will have hurt too much, you will have endured too much. But all of that has drawn you closer to God, making it harder to have faith. At the same time, God is purifying you and refining you and burning off all of the impurities that don't look like Him. Again, another sign that you're actually drawing closer to God. So it's not like, hey, I don't know how I can continue. The struggle is a sign that you're making progress. And that's one of the things that I want to encourage you today. If you feel like life is getting harder for you and you're struggling more in your faith, it's probably a good sign that you're drawing closer to God. You're moving closer to an invisible being. When you was way back here and it wasn't no heat and it wasn't no struggle and it wasn't no confusion, it's because you really didn't know. You hadn't seen enough. You hadn't endured enough. You hadn't experienced enough. But like the old folks say, if you just keep living, you eventually will learn the things that you don't understand now. And it's the same thing with God, and it's the same thing with our faith. The closer you get, the harder it will be and the hotter it will be in life. But don't go back to what's comfortable because that means you're going back in the opposite direction. To whom much is given, much is required. The more sermons you've been given, the more life experiences that you've been given, the more you've endured, the more blessings you've been given, the more word God has given you, the more that you have walked with Jesus, more is going to be required from you. Why? Because you are now further along on that walk. So just keep that in mind. Like, don't turn back and go back to what's comfortable. The uncomfortability and the fire that's being turned up in your life is actually a sign that you're drawing closer to God.